You are now listening to the smooth, mellifluous sounds of Red's Room Podcast. Enjoy.
Welcome to episode number 33 of the Red's Room Podcast. I'm your host, Red.
And I'm your co-host, Jake.
And today we are talking about the origins of Christmas.
Fuck yeah.
Hence the super sweet hats.
Yeah, had to get a little Christmas special, a little Christmas theme, so we got the hats on.
Yeah.
Maybe a little...
It fits super good over the headphones.
Yeah.
As always, our references are in the episode description. So I started this with a definition of Christmas from the old Encyclopedia Britannica.
I've been using Britannica a lot recently, too.
They're super sweet because they're Googleable real fast.
Yeah.
So here we go. Christmas. Christian festival celebrating the birth of Jesus, or Jesus. The English term Christmas is of fairly recent origin. The earlier term Yule may have derived from the Germanic Yule, or the Anglo-Saxon Geo, which referred to the feast of the winter solstice. The corresponding terms in other languages, Navidad in Spanish, Natal in Italian, and Noel in French, all probably denote nativity. The German word Weihnachten denotes hallowed night. Since the early 20th century, Christmas has also been a secular family holiday observed by Christians and non-Christians alike, devoid of Christian elements and marked by an increasingly elaborate exchange of gifts. In this secular Christmas celebration, a mythical figure named Santa Claus plays the pivotal role. Probably butchered all those other language pronunciations, but you get the point.
Yeah, you do get the point. I heard when I was researching, I had that word, the solstice, that popped up, the winter solstice.
Yes.
Came up a few times, and fucking definitely some, like, German origins as well.
Oh, yeah, solstice. Yeah, there's a lot of German origins in the solstice. I think later on in this, I'm pretty sure somewhere I have a definition of the winter solstice.
Okay.
So we will get to that. But I started with Jesus' birth because the mainstay of Christmas is the birth of Jesus, right?
Yeah. Jesus was born in Bethlehem. Like, and we've all heard that shit.
Let's go. All right. The common Christian tradition dating of the birth date of Jesus was the 25th of December, a date first asserted officially by Pope Julius I in 350 A.D. Although this claim is dubious or otherwise unfounded, the day or season has been estimated by various methods, including the description of shepherds watching over their sheep. In the 3rd century, the date of birth of Jesus was a subject of great interest, with early Christian writers suggesting various dates. Around AD 200, Clement of Alexandria wrote, quote, "There are those who have determined not only the year of our Lord's birth, but also the day. And they say that it took place in the 28th year of Augustus, and in the 25th day of the Egyptian month Pachon, May 20th. Further, others say that he was born on the 24th or 25th of Pharmuthi, which would be April 20th or 21st. So by that dating, we are nowhere near Christmas.
Yeah.
But the debate goes on. Despite the modern celebration of Christmas in December, neither the Gospel of Luke nor the Gospel of Matthew mention a season for Jesus' birth. Scholarly arguments have been made regarding whether shepherds would have been grazing their flock during the winter, with some scholars challenging a winter birth for Jesus. So that's a common argument that nobody would be out with their flocks in the middle of December.
Yeah, if it's cold outside, why those
No.
fuckers are gonna be?
Makes sense.
Yeah,
but
they'd
it's
be
not a
sheltered.
super scientific argument, but it's a common one.
Yeah, I understand where they're coming from. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, same. But hard to go off of. There's more, though. Alexander Murray of History Today argues that the celebration of Christmas as the birthday of Jesus is based on a date of a pagan feast rather than historical analysis. Saturnalia, the Roman feast for Saturn, was associated with the winter solstice. Here is the definition, guys. So I got to it
Beautiful.
pretty fast. Definition of the winter solstice. Also called the hibernal solstice, occurs when either of Earth's poles reaches its maximum tilt away from the sun. The winter solstice occurs during the hemisphere's winter in the northern hemisphere. This is the December solstice, usually the 21st or 22nd of December. And in the southern hemisphere, this is the June solstice, usually the 20th or 21st of June.
Okay, so
Although the winter solstice itself lasts only a moment, the term also refers to the day on which it occurs.
yeah, that was good information. I'm happy you had that there.
Yeah, so it is also the shortest day of the year.
Really?
Yeah, and then simultaneously there's a summer solstice, which is the opposite.
Yeah. So 6 months apart.
Yeah,
One in
and,
June, one in December.
and there has historically been tons of religions, and if you're Christian, you'd call them pagan religions, had celebrations on both dates.
Okay. Yeah. I that makes sense to me.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. I got one more paragraph on this subject of Jesus' birth.
Let's do it.
The Roman festival of Natalis Solis Invicti has also been suggested, since it was celebrated on the 25th of December and was associated with some prominent emperors. Alternatively, the 25th of December may have been selected owing its proximity to the winter solstice because of its symbolic theological significance. After the solstice, the days begin to lengthen with longer hours of sunlight, which Christians see as representing the life of Christ, or the light of Christ entering the world. So there's a lot of speculation, a lot of ideas there. But I think it's pretty safe to say that Jesus was not born on the 25th of December.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense to me, especially with the whole shepherd shit, which is just kind of speculation, but we have this as well. And I guess it's just a debate, just in general. Who really fucking knows? But
Yeah, it is up for debate, but it doesn't. There's no, at the very least, there's no hard evidence that it was on the 25th,
the
of
25th.
December.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with you on that one for sure.
Yeah, but makes a lot of sense of why they chose that
Yeah,
date, which
the connections they make with the light coming back, and I get it.
yeah,
I-
we're gonna get deeper into this
Mhm.
too.
So I totally get that, and I think another argument too is like the calendars too, like the whole idea of us using the Gregorian calendar, like
Oh yeah,
pretty much objectively like the best calendar, you know.
I don't know if that's true.
But one thing I found with calendar differences, this is on the wiki. Most Christians obviously celebrate Christmas on the 25th, and which has been adopted universally in civil calendars throughout the countries in the world. However, part of Eastern Christian churches celebrate Christmas on December 25th of the older Julian calendar, which corresponds to January 7th on the Gregorian calendar. So there's like a few differences there. And a one-day difference here is another date. A further complication is added by the fact that the Armenian Apostolic Church continues the original ancient Eastern Christian practice of celebrating the birth of Christ, not as a separate holiday, but on the same day as the celebration of his baptism, which is on January 6th.
Interesting.
So there's a couple differences there. I think it's kind of cool how, like, if you correspond the Gregorian calendar to the Julian calendar, it actually lands on the 7th of January, which is interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's still in winter. That one's pretty close.
Yeah, they are pretty close, so I didn't think it was that crazy, but, you know, growing up, everyone knows it's December 25th, so other places do it slightly differently.
Yeah, and there's a huge can of worms you can get into there with the dating of Jesus' birth. It goes deep, even to the year. They're not, like, I saw that you would think it would be like 0, right? Because the calendar's like, BC, before Christ and after death, but speculation is more around like 3 or 4, I think, which is weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people, they, instead of using BC or AD, they use BCE, like before Common Era instead of so that's a whole nother debate, and there's just no one was there to really know. We don't have a good enough historical record for that.
I think it's definitely back once again with etymology, like shit being lost just over time, and whether it's translation or just it wasn't recorded or fucking it was lost to time,
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get into the next section of this topic, which I titled Saturnalia. In Rome, where winters were not as harsh as those in the far north, Saturnalia, a holiday in honor of Saturn, the god of agriculture, was celebrated. Beginning in the week leading up to the winter solstice and continuing for a full month, Saturnalia was a hedonistic time when food and drink were plentiful and the normal Roman social order was turned upside down. For a month, enslaved people were given temporary freedom and treated as equals. Business and schools were closed so that everyone could participate in the holiday's festivities. I like the way they word that. And when I grew up in a Christian household, like hedonistic was just like really demonized, but this sounds like a pretty gas celebration.
Yeah,
like all the slaves, like, okay, you're equals for this month of holiday. Sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Anyways, many Saturnalia traditions have stood the test of time and are still present in our modern celebration. Things like lighting candles and gift giving stem from Saturnalia. Even wearing Santa hats.
Yeah.
Shout out to our Santa hats. Or paper crowns can be linked to the wearing of the freedmen's caps and the crowning of the king of Saturnalia. Bro, we're the kings of Saturnalia right now.
Yeah, we're the kings. So it was. So is it like a sign of like nobility or like?
That's a good question. I didn't go super deep into that. I got the connection and I moved on.
No, I get it. I was just curious with that. What if you did have the Santa hat? You were like OP for that month,
Yeah, I mean, I'm just speculating, but with like the slaves being equals and everyone being equals, maybe it was just like we all get to wear the cap and we all get to wear the crown right now.
Okay, gotcha.
Type thing. I don't know. I'm spitballing.
Just inferring there. No, I get it.
Got a little more here. Also, around the time of the winter solstice, Romans observed Juvenalia, a feast honoring the children of Rome. In addition, members of the upper classes often celebrated the birthday of Mithra, the god of the unconquerable sun, on December 25th. It was believed that Mithra, an infant god, was born of a rock. For some Romans, Mithra's birthday was the most sacred day of the year. I thought that was real interesting, especially after we did the 2 Babylons.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
that he didn't make that connection.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes sense. The god of the unconquerable sun.
Yeah.
In the 2 Babylons, he did link Jesus to other sun gods.
Yeah, and there was the Isis and Osiris god connection, and it does seem like there is a lot of that.
Yeah, but Jesus has been linked to many different sun gods and other things. So to me, that made a lot of sense.
It's just another case for me where it's like in my head it sounds totally plausible, There is a lot of different links and different shit, but too bad there was other, like the Nisus and the Nimrod fucking just connecting biblical things back to other older mythologies. Who knows? But
And in the book, a lot of his tie-ins where he says where the swap went from pagan to Jesus. So he would have a lot of pagan gods stemming from older pagan gods. But when it finally switched to Christianity, it was in Rome.
yeah,
Yeah, so you could stem it back even further if you followed the chain, but that's where
Definitely.
the jump was made, and I think that's pretty regarded, pretty widely accepted.
pretty fair to say.
That in Rome, a lot of the meshing between pagan and Christianity happened.
Yeah, and I remember you telling me before that wasn't necessarily thought of like as a bad thing either, right?
Well, yeah. So in other, when other like, societies would
Get together.
connect, they would often mesh their gods, and that was just accepted. Like the Vikings did, everyone did it. They would just mesh their gods. It was pretty normal. It was only when the Christians came that they were pretty annoyed and were pretty resistant.
They weren't
to
having
mesh.
any of that shit.
Yeah, they were like, ours is the true God. Yours are all crap. We're not meshing. But it was in Rome that happened, and I got a little details into that. I didn't go super deep, but
Yeah, dude, Rome is just fucking dope in general.
Rome is cool.
Yeah, it's super cool, man.
But totally stole all their gods from the Greeks.
Yeah.
Still cool though. Who stole them from the Egyptians, but
Who took them from
or
Atlantis.
shared, or they just shared them, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like our brain likes to go to a lot of like bloody, like bad events, fucking.
Well, a lot of those,
But
there was a lot
there
of those
was
in history.
There was a lot of those, but maybe it wasn't all bad like that. I think there was probably a little bit of both.
Yeah. Well, they were all doing psychedelics. They might have been a little more open-minded
they
with
were
their
all
religions.
The ergot wine and shit.
Yeah, the mysteries. So, I'm going to continue on a little more, because I got a little more details on that here, too.
Let's do it.
A little bit.
Back on track.
In 325 AD, Constantine the Great, the first Christian Roman emperor, introduced Christmas as an immovable feast on the 25th of December. He also introduced Sunday as a holy day in a new 7-day week, and introduced movable feasts, Easter. In 354 AD, Bishop Liberius of Rome officially ordered his members to celebrate the birth of Jesus on the 25th of December. So I wanted to mention that first name there because Emperor Constantine is the one who really had a huge part in mixing of the Roman pagan holidays and the Christian holidays. He had a huge part in doing that, and it makes a lot of sense when you're the emperor and you have Christians and pagans both making up your people and they're at war with each other.
Might as well.
So he united them. Basically, it was like a political tool.
To me, it sounds like it makes a lot of sense to me. Like,
Yeah.
it sounds obvious.
It's like, hey guys, how about we just make this one thing?
Yeah, stop fighting.
One nation for Rome.
Yeah, be cool. Like we got fucking places to build, shit to do.
Yeah, we got things to do. And check out the Colosseum.
Yeah.
Your favorite gladiators are fighting.
Yeah.
So check that out.
No, literally.
Yeah. Don't pay attention to the wage gap.
Yeah. Fucking. And I think I heard you say that he was kind of like influential in like getting Sunday fucking as like a day of like rest.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because I think it's originally was Saturday.
Well,
I don't know why.
Well,
but-
yeah, because isn't the week it's supposed to be Sunday through Saturday, not Monday through Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Supposedly.
Supposedly.
But religiously, the day of rest was originally Saturday. And somehow it got changed to Sunday. And I don't have enough background on that.
I guess at
subject.
the end of the day, who really gives a fuck? But
Right.
it's still interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't have any days of rest.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's just part of being American.
Especially when you have a fucking family, too. Shit.
Trying to keep up with these, $4 a gallon gas
Yeah.
And the groceries, 250% increase
Dude,
in groceries.
Yeah, grocery prices are crazy right now.
Right.
I'm assuming a lot of people are struggling, but God, man, they're fucking crazy. Anyway.
Anyways. Jesus.
Back to Jesus.
Okay, so that's what I had on the section on Saturnalia, which has to do with basically there were, in short, several celebrations around the winter solstice that it seems like they kind of just merged them into the celebration of Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which makes sense for many reasons. Everyone can kind of keep doing the same thing, but be united under the Christian banner now.
Yeah, on Britannica, I think they were talking about the solstice, the fucking the Roman Empire holiday, and they called it the Dies Solis Invicti Nati, the day of the birth that unconquered the sun. But I tried my best pronouncing that. I honestly was going to skip that, but I think it...
Oh, that's the God of Mithri one. The unconquering sun?
Yeah.
Or unconquerable sun?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds so sweet.
It does sound pretty... He's definitely a final boss in a God of War game coming up. But...
Yeah. And the two Babylons, that was the celebration of Tammuz.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, so they would, in Ezekiel, when it mentions Tammuz and the women weeping over Tammuz, basically winter and the winter solstice represented him, the sun god of Tammuz, dying. I think he was like also the agricultural god. So every year he would die. And then on the summer solstice, he would be reborn.
Oh, okay. I kind of get down with that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Kind of a cool concept. I like it.
Mm-hmm. That is a cool concept. I don't think I've heard that one before.
Yeah, I don't know if we would incorporate that. We celebrate Odin's Day here.
Yeah. Pray to lay down to bed and pray to Odin every night.
We got our Odin caps on.
Oh my god, dude. Pray to fucking Odin.
Which is my transition into the Germanic ties.
Okay. Oh, yeah, let's do that.
So, yeah, I know. Smooth transition. I know. Thanks, guys. Yule. We're going to talk about Yule. Yule. I like that. Sounds like a strong name. So, let's get into it. If you were Germanic during the Middle Ages and lived in Northern Europe, you would have celebrated the winter festival Yule, also known as Yuletide or Yulefest.
I was just going to say that, Yuletide.
Yeah. Life in the North was hard, especially in the winter months, and people needed something to look forward to during the unforgivable winters. The festival of Yule was a time to celebrate life to its fullest, featuring feasting, singing, dancing, and overall merrymaking went on for 12 days and nights, starting on December 21st, the solstice, and ending on January 1st. Preparations for the celebration involved bringing large logs of ash inside the home and placing them in the hearth. The logs were lit on one side and left to slowly burn every night during Yule. Any spark that came from the log was thought to represent the life of a new calf, set to be born during the upcoming year. Yule logs were also said to symbolize the darkness or death of winter, being driven out by the light or life of the fire. Kind of similar concepts of what we just mentioned, but I like it.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I wonder if they had, like, they sat a dude down and he's like, yo, you're going to count the fucking sparks that pop out here. Like, we need to know how many fucking calves we're going to have.
Yeah, and was that, like, for everyone? Or was that, like, in your house, your family was going to get that many calves?
I don't know, man. It's interesting.
It can't be, because there would be so many sparks.
Yeah, there would be a lot, yeah.
Okay, we'll keep going.
Keep going here. All right.
Other preparations consisted of setting up and decorating of the Yule tree in the center of the village, hanging mistletoe and decorating the house with holly and ivy, symbols later adopted by Christians as symbols of Christ and Mary, respectively.
Dude, totally, man.
Yeah, it's not a stretch of the imagination to make all these connections.
Dude, yeah,
it's the same thing.
That makes so much fucking... Down the street, people already got that shit put up on their houses fucking where I'm at. You see it all the time.
They're celebrating Yuletide and don't even know it.
Yeah, literally.
Let me continue. However, everything done for and during this festival had a different meaning to the Germanic pagans. For instance, holly was used to decorate the household because it was believed that its prickly leaves were able to ward off or capture any evil spirits before they were able to enter the home. Mistletoe was also used to protect the home. It was hung over the entryway in order to repel any thunder, lightning, and other evils. The Germanic people also believed that mistletoe helped with a woman's fertility. So young couples hung the plant above their headboards in hopes of adding a new member to their family in the coming year.
So that's where mistletoe come.
Yeah.
It was a hope that a woman was going to be fertile and you were going to have a baby and add a new member to the family. But now we think of it as like more of a romantic kind of thing.
Which is a similar connection.
It is similar.
Similar.
Yeah, it is totally similar.
It's pretty cool.
No, that was a good find. Good one, Red.
Thanks. Let's see, I got more. The Yule tree was also an important symbol in pagan tradition, representing the tree of life, also known as Yggdrasil in Norse mythology. I thought that was cool.
Yggdrasil.
Yeah. For Yule celebrations, a tree was brought into the center of the village. Young and old assisted in decorating the tree with gifts, pine cones, berries, and other fruits. Symbols that were considered sacred to the Norse gods and goddesses were also placed on the tree.
So there's the Christmas tree right there.
See? We celebrate Odin's Day.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Hail the All
Wow,
Father.
that is... So it was like they were like providing like gifts like to him.
Yeah.
I
just
guess.
Things, it's like a kind of, offering to the gods, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I guess in a way.
So yeah, I would imagine they definitely had like a whole fucking like... It was like a whole like show like thing. Like I'd imagine it was pretty dope.
Sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But they just did one in the center of the town.
Yeah, it wasn't... I guess
So they did one fat one.
Yeah, everyone doesn't have a tree in their house. They got one fat one, and everyone, I guess, provides. And
They get the one fat one there for the whole town, and then everyone gets the Yule log in their home every night. Okay, I'll read some more. Yule has many traditions that are still prevalent in our Christmas celebrations today. Traditions such as hanging wreaths, ringing bells, and even elves can be tied to Yule. Of course, the meanings behind these traditions have evolved over time. Take, for example, the hanging of wreaths. Germanic pagans hung them because they symbolized the infinity of goodwill, friendship, and joyfulness. It was also a symbol of the wheel of the year, which is the pagan calendar for the 8 Sabbats. In Christianity, meanwhile, it has come to symbolize everlasting life in Christ's triumph over death. So
Dude.
that's all the Yule connections I got, and most of this off an article that I linked. They did a great job of tying all that together.
Yeah.
It was from the History Channel site. Yeah, pretty cool.
that makes, like, we got so much to the Christmas tradition from the Yule. Like, it seems like a shitload. Like, you have the mistletoe, the wreaths, the tree, decorating the tree, fucking...
Elves.
Literally, Santa's little helpers are there, too.
Yeah.
Like, fucking... That was a good one, man.
Yeah, that one was, I feel like that was the biggest chunk. Most of it comes from the Germanic celebrations.
Yeah.
It seems like. And it seems like the tying of the celebrations together really happened in Rome.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow we merged those ones with the Roman ones with just like a Christianity wrapper around it.
Exactly. Just put a...
Yeah.
It almost... God, it feels like we took a lot of them just verbatim, almost, you know?
Which means all of you pagans, all of you Christians are going to hell. You're going to burn forever.
No.
Yes. Yes, you are. Your tree is a golden calf you're putting in your house.
Oh, man. I guess I got a couple things. Are you going to go to Santa next?
Santa is the last topic I have is old Saint Nick, the jolly fat man.
The jolly fat man. I just got a couple things to throw in. This was right on the wiki. You had to scroll pretty far down, but apparently, following the 2022 invasion of its territory by Russia, Ukraine officially moved its Christmas date from January 7th, like I was talking about before with the calendars, to December 25th to distance itself from the Russian Orthodox Church that had supported Russia's invasion. So when I saw that, I was like, "What, dude? They really moved their shit?" Because it was like, "Fuck you, Russia. We're not celebrating."
That was a
shit."
long-term strat move to get the
Yeah.
U.S.'s support. No.
Yeah. To get the to get the white people on their side. There you go.
They're white too, bro.
The Americans. I guess I should have prefaced it like that.
Okay,
The dumb white
Hitler.
people.
Sit next to a Nazi over here.
Yeah.
No.
To get the more stupid white people on their side.
Oh man, that's insane. That's cool. Cool. Note.
Yeah, when I
didn't know
saw
they
that
did
on the wiki, I was like, "What the fuck, dude?"
they're trying to get away from the Russians.
Uh
We got nothing to do with these guys. We're
Yeah.
on your side.
huh.
We love McDonald's and Coke and America and freedom. No.
This was another cool fact I found from a Parade.com article. This one,
Okay.
when Puritan settlers arrived in 1620, they believed Christmas to be too extravagant and did not want to celebrate the holiday. They believed there was no scriptural basis for commemorating Christmas. In fact, celebrating Christmas was actually banned in Boston from 1659 to 1681. So you couldn't even fucking celebrate the fucker then.
Yeah.
Back in the, pretty far back, but
Nerds.
yeah.
To be fair to them, if you are trying to be if you're Puritan, if you're trying to go strictly with the scriptures, yeah, it does. Nowhere in there does it say to celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, and the whole gift giving, and
but it's fun.
it is fun.
I like the hedonistic revelry.
Yeah, I guess in general too. I mean, who does? Some people don't like the holidays, but who doesn't really like the holidays? Get together with your fam.
Yes, I especially like that we celebrate materialism.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, other than your
That's my
pockets,
favorite part.
yeah, your pockets don't like it. Definitely out a little more cash than you'd like to this year, Red. But you do what you got to do.
I'm just kidding, guys. Please don't get butthurt.
Please don't get fired.
Anyways, I got a couple paragraphs on Santa, if that's all you had there.
Yeah, there's just a couple of things to throw in there.
So, a popular character we all know, Santa Claus, also has some pre-Christian roots. Though he represents Saint Nicholas, the 3rd century Turkish bishop, who famously left gifts in people's shoes, other parts of the lore surrounding Santa come from a more ancient traditions. When one looks at traditional imagery of Santa, and not the modern Coca-Cola version,
Yeah.
similarities to the Norse god Odin's Day,
Dude, Odin
reigns supreme.
Dude, I think you're starting to sell me on this shit right now.
Yes, can be found.
Yeah.
For instance, in many Norse myths, Odin takes the form of an old white-bearded traveler clad in a hooded cloak and riding on horseback. Odin was also known to ride a 8-legged horse throughout the sky named
Oh,
Sleipnir.
There's the fucking reindeer right there.
Yeah. The original Santa rode a horse before he was given his 8 tiny reindeer in the 1823 poem, A Visit from St. Nicholas. And if you'll notice, the horse before had 8 legs, and then they gave him 8 reindeer. In replacement.
That's how they... Dude, that is
Yeah.
fucking cool, man.
Odin is the original
Dude.
goat.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
not only the inspiration for Santa Claus, he also was the inspiration for Gandalf, the other goat.
Really? From really?
Yeah.
From Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, dude.
Dude.
You need to know about Odin.
Dude, Odin is bad. Dude, I imagine him, he's like throwing like Mjolnirs and fucking shit out of his sleigh.
Oh, dude.
Like fucking the best fucking... You fucking done
Yeah.
good this year. You haven't been naughty. You get a fucking Mjolnir. Good luck lifting it up. But
You get a
fucking
Mjolnir?
one. Yeah.
I just want like a cool Viking axe or something.
An axe, yeah.
Or shield.
Like, dude.
For Odin. To
Yeah.
Valhalla.
Yeah, dude. Odin, if you're listening, drop me off a Mjolnir this year. Please. I want it. But...
Now I really want to get like a Christmas like a tree ornament that's like Odin
Oh, God.
with Sleipnir, but like in the Santa Claus style. That would be sweet.
Oh, that is
Someone has to
fucking-
make it.
I feel like someone definitely makes it, but that is another fucking.
I'd put that on my tree.
Oh, I put it on mine too. I don't. Yeah, Ma wouldn't like it, but it's staying on there.
Staying on there for the OG,
Yeah,
the All Father.
yeah.
Okay, I got a little more here. During Yule, it was also said that Odin and the other gods participated in the wild hunt. On these hunts, Odin was said to race across the sky in search of ice giants and other forces of evil. These hunts were linked to winter storms, and it was believed that those who disrespected the gods caught bad luck, while those whom Odin favored received good fortune and gifts. One can also find references of elves, all whom were skilled crafters, being referred to as Odin's men in the Eddic poem, Thorstrapa. The original Santa wasn't mentioned having elves until 1855 in the short story Christmas Elves by Louisiana May Alcott. How much Odin actually influenced the imagery of Santa can't be said for sure, but one can surely see similarities between the two. So yeah, Odin did have elves, and they did make Mjolnir.
And yeah,
So that is another link.
dude,
Yeah.
just when does it stop, man? Holy shit, there is a bunch of connections.
Mm-hmm. Odin's the man.
Yeah, he is one of the goats for sure.
All right, I got a little more here. Almost done here, and we'll just continue bullshitting from there. In 1822, Episcopal minister Clement Clark Moore wrote a Christmas poem called An Account of a Visit from St. Nicholas. And I didn't know what that was until I read this next line. More popularly known today by its first line, "'Twas the night before Christmas."
Yeah, there it is. Right,
Y'all know
there.
that one, right?
Yeah,
The poem depicted Santa Claus as a jolly man who flies from home to home on a sled driven by reindeer to deliver toys. It looks just like Tim Allen. The iconic version of Santa Claus is a jolly man in red with a white beard and a sack of toys was immortalized in 1881 when political cartoonist Thomas Nast drew on Moore's poem to create the image of old Saint Nick we know today, and Coca-Cola ran with it,
Yeah.
and now we all love it.
yeah.
Whew. Okay, that's what I have.
Dropped a
all
little
wrapped
bar
up.
at the end.
Yes. So, yeah, you can totally see how the evolution, how that chain of events all happened, and now we have this awesome day that we buy stuff.
Yeah, the fucking economy fucking booms from it. God, the amount of money getting spent like during the month of December just has to be fucking crazy, dude.
Right, and it starts on Thanksgiving now. We just start, feeding it.
Yeah, there's a whole fucking week of Black Friday and online Cyber Monday shopping just to prep up and then finish off your shopping in December. There's got to be a lot of retailers that just fucking boom, man.
Yeah, it's the big day of the year. Well, it used to be. Now it's the big day of the year for Amazon.
Yeah,
But-
dude,
You know?
I got a buddy that works for Amazon, and he has been hating his fucking life the past 3 weeks. Like, yeah.
bet.
Every time I hang out with him now, it's like start off like 5 minutes of how like it just
Slammed it is.
yeah how I guess if you want to piss him off more, order Barbie houses. Those are like the most AIDS thing.
Really?
They take up so much space.
Oh,
And
man.
he's been slinging out Barbie
They're
doll
probably
houses.
slamming this year for the Barbie movie, too.
That's I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that. Probably.
That's awesome. I
Uh,
love America.
yeah, America,
America.
dude.
Odin's Day.
Yeah. We're going to
Uh,
start a campaign to get it fucking renamed. Sign our fucking,
Odin's
Slip.
Day
you know.
is the best. You got any other tidbits you left out you
think-
want to throw in here?
You kind of talked about this a little bit, the St. Nicholas. Fucking one of the people that I guess Santa got ideas from, or the idea of Santa, how they got inspiration, was this dude named St. Nicholas. Already fucking, you can draw the connections there, but
Yep.
Saint Nicholas was a 4th century Greek Christian bishop of Myra in a region of Lycia in the Roman Empire, which is now modern-day Turkey. Nicholas was well known for his generous gifts to the poor, in particular presenting the 3 impoverished daughters of pious Christian with dowry so they would not have to become prostitutes.
Is it pious? What's pious? Pious.
So I tried. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. I screw up way more words.
Yeah,
I just knew one.
he's usually portrayed as a bearded bishop in canonical robes, so like the beard with the robes, gift giving, good to maybe some more of the poor, the less fortunate. So I kind of see the connection there of how they got some ideas from the OG Greek Saint Nicholas.
And they merged him with Odin and
Yeah.
Coca-Cola.
Exactly.
Came up with Santa Claus.
Yeah, definitely. On Britannica, they talked about the Coca-Cola company kind of really, it almost seems like they kind of set in stone, like his red look with the beard and the fucking jolly, overweight guy.
It makes sense. They're like, we want him to look like a Coke can.
yeah. And what a Coke can turns you
Yeah.
into.
America's gonna know
Uh-huh.
that Santa Claus loves Coke and Coke loves America.
Dude, it is crazy in general, just like how you associate certain things with brands.
Yes.
Like, they just shovel it down your throat from a super young age, and it's like,
yeah,
Coca-Cola to me
Coca-Cola is cocaine.
yeah,
Santa
yeah, the
and
Coca
polar
leaves.
bears.
Yeah,
But nice
Yeah.
polar bears, not the ones that eat your face.
yeah, the polar bears too, and Icy had a thing with
Oh yeah, Icy.
polar bears for a while too.
Well, Icy also had Coca-Cola Icy.
They
they
Coca-Cola
probably
probably
own
owns
them. They
Icy.
probably own
I
them.
was just, they
Yeah.
probably do.
But yeah, they had a big part of it, and I think I didn't find a lot on it, but I think Hallmark had a big part of it too.
Yeah, I could, especially with like mothers like that demographic.
Yeah,
Fucking,
they
love
definitely
them.
helped.
Definitely.
So branding
Yeah,
brought us here.
I guess, yeah, that's fucking where we end off here is fucking, dude, with just advertising in general, it's crazy how it's just fucking like burned into your brain. Like you think of Christmas time, you
Right.
think of Santa holding the fucking, and he's got the good Coke too, the glass bottle joint,
Of
it's
course.
gotta be the glass bottle
Yeah, the one from Mexico with real cane
with
sugar
real
in it.
sugar. Yeah, they keep nerfing our shit up here.
I know it. Yeah, so yeah, but we all think that commercials don't affect us.
yeah, of course.
So yeah, so basically in a nutshell, totally pagan holiday, but
Odin.
we love it. And hail Odin.
hmm Make sure
That's
you,
what I got,
you send
dude.
out your prayers tonight to Odin.
Yeah, and in honor of Christmas, feel free to check out our merch store
yeah.
and continue the commercialism.
Yeah.
But
yeah, exactly.
yeah, are we good? That's all I got.
That's what I got, man.
Thanks for listening, guys. Hope you liked it.
It's been Jake.
It's been Red. See ya. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.